Now available in paperback and e-readers. Spellbound, A Darker Shade of Black. Get your copy today at your favorite online bookseller. Tyler Perry says that the bidding process for BET was disrespectful. Now, Paramount Global, the owners of BET and VH1, put both of these networks up for sale because they were having fiscal issues, and because of those fiscal issues, they were looking to sell some assets in order to be able to have better financial stability. Now, Tyler Perry was thinking that this would be an opportunity to build his wealth base and have a cable television network where he could own the entire cable television network and put in a bid for both BET and VH1, genuinely believing that he had an opportunity to go out here and be able to own a cable TV network the same way Byron Allen did when he went out here and purchased the Weather Channel a few years ago. Now, Tyler Perry thought that he was going to be respected during this whole process as he submitted his bid for $2 billion to Paramount Global to purchase BET. However, Paramount Global, as Tyler Perry put in his bid, showed no respect for him, and they showed no respect for him as he put in that bid for BET and VH1 for $2 billion by withdrawing the networks for sale, saying that they weren't able to get the price that they wanted for them. Now, Paramount Global was saying that they were having fiscal issues as related to their entire financial situation, and you would think if a media conglomerate was having fiscal issues, they would take whatever bid was given to them by whatever person was willing to offer it. However, when it came to Tyler Perry, they showed him no respect as related to his bid and went out here and wanted to insist that he go out here and bid $3 billion for BET. And when Tyler Perry balked on that whole request to bid $3 billion, what they thought the actual value of BET and VH1 was, then Tyler Perry refused to take that whole bid and give them that kind of money. And that's where Tyler Perry feels disrespected, and he should feel disrespected because it was clear that Viacom, or now Paramount Global, never had any respect for him in the bidding process. And they never had any respect for him in the bidding process because the entire reason what they wanted to do as they put BET and VH1 up for sale was they were hoping that one of the other Big Six media platforms would go out here and put in a bid for these channels to ensure that this wealth building asset remained in the hands of a white person or a corporation run by white people. So what was happening here was when they saw that none of the Big Six other media conglomerates put in a bid for BET or VH1, Paramount Global was basically in a jam, and the only way for them to get out of the jam was to withdraw the sale of these two networks, because for the Big Six, their goal is to, again, control the media, because when you control the media, you control the narrative as related to how black people think and how black people behave. And what the people who run the Big Six wanted to do was they wanted to continue, again, maintaining their control over the media. And when they saw that there, again, was nobody putting in a bid, they hoped to find a way out of this situation because they did not want to go out here and have a black man controlling the media or controlling the narratives as related to the media. And that's why they didn't want to sell BET or VH1 to Tyler Perry because they saw what happened when Bob Johnson, the original owner of BET, created the BET network. It basically changed the way black people started to perceive themselves when they saw reflections of them that presented them in a positive light. Now, when Bob Johnson created BET back in the 90s, it had a lot of positive content on there. It not only featured old sitcoms like Rock, which featured a positive picture of black men and black families, it also had shows like Comic View that gave an opportunity to black comedians, and we also got to see a picture of black life at historically black colleges and universities, and we also got to see black football games at historically black colleges and universities, and we also got to see lots of great music videos. So when BET first came out, it was a place that presented a positive picture of black people, building on everything Bill Cosby did with The Cosby Show. So BET was a channel that was, again, presenting a positive picture of black people. So the network was one that when Viacom got the opportunity to buy it back in 2002, they really wanted to go out here and control that narrative, and they moreover wanted to change the narrative because they did not want to see black men and black women and black children becoming inspired and uplifted by black content. So what they wanted to do was change the content, because if they changed the content, they would control the media and the narratives on BET. And after Viacom got a hold of BET, the entire content changed on that channel. And that's when we started to see a lot more ghetto content. And this ghetto content remained on BET for the duration of Viacom owning it. And as Viacom owned it, they thought they would have a control over the black narrative until TV went digital in 2009. Now, when TV went digital in 2009, that's when the whole apple cart of media got shaken up, because as TV went digital, people started abandoning television, and as they abandoned television, they moved over to the internet, and those who wanted to see ghetto content could go over to places like YouTube and World Star Hip Hop, and many people would go out here and watch YouTube or World Star Hip Hop for content that would be far more ghetto than what was presented on BET at the time, because on platforms like World Star Hip Hop, you could see black people fighting in fast food restaurants. You could see black people twerking. You could see black people participating in all sorts of ratchet behavior, such as smoking weed. And this type of content, because it was produced more frequently, made it where BET couldn't compete. And over the last 2 decades, BET has become a depreciating asset for Viacom, which is now Paramount Global. And as Paramount Global has been dealing with issues as related to billions of dollars in debt and a declining movie and TV audience, they are in a place where they're looking to, again, get rid of assets. And when Tyler Perry put in his bid, he actually genuinely thought he had a chance at being able to go out here and purchase BET, not understanding that even as these media conglomerates are struggling, they want to maintain their system of white supremacy, and their ultimate goal was just to pass assets on to another white individual in the system of white supremacy and maintain the narratives of white supremacy on BET, because for them, it's all about controlling the narrative, and that's the main reason why they never really wanted to sell to Tyler Perry. Now, Tyler Perry is known for producing a lot of minstrel content, but the whole idea of a black man controlling black wealth, that was something that the individuals who controlled Paramount Global didn't want to see. And they didn't care about how Tyler Perry produced minstrel content, For them, it was all about maintaining their power over the image of black people and controlling the narrative of the story of black people. So that's why they never really wanted to sell to Tyler Perry. Even as their ship is sinking, they would rather see that entire ship sink into the sea right next to the Titanic 3 miles under the ocean, rather than see a black man have that network, because if that black man has one iota of power, that means that they cannot be in complete control. Now, they will go out here and sell to a bootlick like Byron Allen, because Byron Allen is somebody they know is completely submitted to white supremacy, and they know that their assets are secure because they know that Byron Allen, who again is married to a white woman and has biracial children, is not looking to go out here and control the image of black people. No, he's looking to go out here and integrate himself into the system of white supremacy. So they feel secure about selling a network to him, and they feel secure about selling a network to him because they know that the kind of content that he produces will fit into their narratives. Now, Tyler Perry's content also fits into those narratives, but they don't trust Tyler Perry, and that's why they had this whole process where they were looking to go out here and balk as related to selling to him, going on the record passively saying, oh, we didn't get the price that we wanted, but I believe they never would have sold to him because for them, it's all about controlling black people's image and controlling the narrative and the message of him owning a network that would be too detrimental to them, because like Bill Cosby, it would say that somebody's inspired by it. Now, when Bill Cosby tried to buy NBC, that's when a lot of white folks turned on Bill Cosby, and that's when the full system of white supremacy wanted to bring the hammer down on him, because he was looking to go out here and control the black image, and that's what white supremacy has a problem with. When white supremacy, they want to control the black image, they want to control the black narrative, and they want a certain kind of person controlling their media so that a certain narrative comes out. What they want is a certain kind of media, and they want to make sure that the owners in charge ensure that that message is consistent on all of their platforms, and this is why they withdrew the sale of BET, even though many of these big six companies like Paramount Global and Disney are drowning in debt, and as these companies drown in debt, they would rather see the entire ship sink rather than have a black person take control over those assets. And that is the main reason why they didn't want to sell to Tyler Perry. It wasn't about Tyler Perry's money. No, it was about Tyler Perry getting power, and it was all about Tyler Perry getting power being the issue as related to this entire situation. And again, they did not respect Tyler Perry from minute one. And because they didn't respect Tyler Perry for minute one, they never had a genuine interest in going out here and looking to get him to buy BET or VH1, because they never genuinely wanted a black man to buy these assets that they put up for sale. No, they were hoping that there would be a bidding war for BET or VH1, but none of the people in the Big Six are in a place where they can go out here and trade assets anymore. No, since the pandemic and the advent of streaming, many of the companies that formed as related to the Big Six due to the Telecommunications Bill of 1996 that was pushed by Republicans and signed by Bill Clinton, many of these media networks cannot afford to go out here and buy any more assets because the entire media marketplace changed in 2009 when TV went digital, and as a result, people began migrating from TV over to the internet, and they aren't really migrating over to places like streaming because it's so expensive. And as they're looking to create content in the 21st century, many of these conglomerates are struggling to stay alive, and they just don't have the money to continue buying networks like they did back in the late 90s and early 2000s. So what's happening here as related to Paramount Global is they were hoping, again, somebody would buy these networks. Unfortunately, nobody has the money due to, again, the media conglomerates spending so much money on streaming and spending so much money creating streaming infrastructure, so they don't have money to maintain TV networks who have lost 50% of their audience to the internet. Moreover, these same media conglomerates are struggling with debt from buying each other, and they're also struggling as related to long-term strikes like the WGA strike that recently ended and the SAG-AFTRA strike. So these media conglomerates are in a truly bad place, but even though they are in a bad place, they don't want to see a black man having economic power. They don't want to see a black man have wealth, and they would rather go out of business rather than do business with a black man. And Tyler Perry has a right to feel disrespected because, again, he thought genuinely they wanted to go out here and do business, but it's clear that these anti-black racists don't want to do business with a black man. And Tyler Perry, as I see it, should feel blessed. Again, he can keep his money in his pocket, and if these assets do show up in bankruptcy court sooner rather than later, he can go out here and buy them for pennies on the dollar, because the disrespect that they showed him is showing him they don't value his money, and if they don't value your money, then you don't need to spend time dealing with these companies. No, let them sink like rocks and at the bottom of the financial ocean in bankruptcy court. And if they go to bankruptcy court, then you can put in your bid, get all of the networks you want for pennies on the dollar, and basically throw a middle finger up at those who threw a middle finger up at you by saying your money's no good. Well, you can just say, oh, your assets are no good at this point, and I'll go get them for pennies on the dollar if I want. Or just go out here and start your own streaming service called the Tyler Perry Streaming Service and make your own content on your own platform, or go deal with a streaming service and make content for them and make money for yourself. Those are Tyler Perry's options as related to taking his respect, because if people don't value your money, then don't go out here and waste your time trying to convince them that your money is valuable. That was a lesson I learned when I used to go to this cigar store to go buy my Marvel Universe trading cards, and they had the Marvel Universe Series 4 trading cards, and I wanted to buy a box of these cards, but the guy just blew me off. And when he blew me off, that's what I did, as I said, that I was not going to shop at that store anymore. And I stopped buying cards. And what happened was I managed to keep my money and my dignity in my pocket, and I moved on. Again, if somebody doesn't want to go out here and sell you what they think is an asset, you show the value of your money and your time by keeping your money in your pocket and keeping it moving, because no asset out here is worth the intangibles of your manhood, like your dignity and your self-respect. And your dignity and your self-respect are worth more than anything out here, whether it be a TV network or something as small as a hamburger. Your dignity and your self-respect are worth far more, and you should never sacrifice those things for anything in this world. And Tyler Perry, he's sitting there feeling disrespected, whereas I would be sitting there feeling proud, saying, hey, I'm dodging a bullet because I know that this asset is a depreciating asset in a company that is bleeding money. And if they don't want to respect me by selling me this network, then it's not my loss. No, it's their loss, and I can let them lose and let these white supremacists sink to the bottom of the ocean and go out here and create a network where I can go out here and elevate and empower my people. Now, Tyler Perry's, again, a bootlick who doesn't think that forward like I do. But if this is the way I believe, if I was in Tyler Perry's position, I would be feeling happy that I don't own this depreciating asset, and happy that I did not overspend on this asset, because basically what Paramount Global was looking to do was take advantage of him, and they were looking to go out here and get him to pay top dollar for a depreciating asset, an asset that had lost value over the last 15 to 20 years as people have migrated over to the internet, a asset that has lost 50% of its audience because people don't own cable anymore. They get most of their content from streaming, and believing that I had dodged a bullet on a depreciating asset because it was Tyler Perry who was doing them a favor, because nobody wanted these assets that had lost almost 50% of their value, because if you lose 50% of your TV audience, you've basically lost most of your value. And Tyler Perry, as I see it, basically dodged a bullet on this whole deal, because this deal would have been a raw deal as related to Tyler Perry. And Tyler Perry doesn't see how he made some chess moves that helped him dodge this bullet, because these white supremacists, for them, this is a game of chess, but he basically pulled a checkmate on them, because while he's feeling disrespected, he actually ironically took his respect. But the sad part is he doesn't understand how to finally finish taking his respect. And the way you take your respect is, by the end of the day, let these racists have their networks, which they think are creating narratives for black people. But black people today aren't paying attention to these old legacy media platforms. No, they're on new black media, watching people like myself. And as they watch people like myself, they are getting a different perspective from black people. And again, new black media is replacing legacy media, and new black media is taking the respect from legacy media and bootlicks like Byron Allen and Tyler Perry, and looking to empower black people. So new black media is the place to be, and new black media is not controlled by the institutions of white supremacy, and new black media isn't afraid to say the things you can't say on BET and VH1. Now, if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find those books in paperback and Kindle format on Amazon.com right now, and other online booksellers like Smashwords, the iBookstore, Google Play, and Barnes & Noble. And if you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can send a donation to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, Spinsterella. Discover the dark side of love in this goth and lovely romance with Spinsterella. Get Spinsterella in paperback and e-readers at your favorite online bookseller today. Support black-owned and black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.